Hello, welcome to our next episode of Invested in Failure. And today we're talking about travel scams, fake visas, and fake travel documents. And today with me, I have Mr. Paul Nzi, the owner of Ling Education. I don't know if you've heard of Ling Education before, so let's allow Mr. Paul to tell us about Ling Education and when it was formed.
Yeah, nice being here and nice having me. My name is Paul Nzi, the founder and the owner of Ling Education International. So what Ling Education International does is to assist Cameroonians who want to travel and study abroad, like for free. So what we do is to guide the students from the admission processes to the visa applications. Even we go as far as advising the students on their bank statements and actually what they need. So all these things we are doing for free, and I'm happy that you have me here today so that we can talk about what is actually happening in ground Cameroon as far as agents are concerned, and the reality about traveling abroad in general.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you very much. It's so surprising because in Cameroon, many travel agencies, they charge lots of money for traveling. Like, if you want a student visa, they're going to ask you 3.5 million, 4 million. So why are you doing this for free? Is it that you have a passion for doing it, or what is the main aim of Ling Education?
Yes, I've always had the zeal of helping Cameroonians generally, and when the Mexico line started and it was striking, and I watched videos of Cameroonians.
Yeah.
I decided to take a trip to South America to explore actually what is going on. It was so unfortunate that I met Cameroonians who were frustrated and abandoned by agents because they were told that they are going to the US so easily, and they were charged millions. And then I've had so many situations of Cameroonians who are told that student visas to Canada, accommodation and tuition is 3.5 million, which in general the information is faulty.
Yeah.
And I've just taken it on my own to spend my vacation and my hard-earned money to come to Cameroon, educate Cameroonians, and also try so that they can have concrete information and stay away from scam.
Thank you, sir. And currently, there's a conference going on. He has a conference going on in different regions. I think that is Douala,
Yaoundé, and
Bafoussam, about travel scams. So you should go for those conferences. I think it's beginning tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow it's starting in Douala at Ancien Road Royal Palace. That's Douala, July 17. Yaoundé will be on July 19 at Etukebe Baptist Church Complex, and Bafoussam is on the 22nd at the Mako Palace Hotel. Well, will be an opportunities to meet Cameroonians who want just to have information, because it will not only be about studying abroad, it will be about how you can go about job applications, how you can verify some of these agents.
Okay, that's very good. So you've heard about it, so you should go there, learn about traveling and everything. Don't be scammed in Cameroon again. Learn. Okay, he's taking his time, he's taking his vacation to be in the US, enjoying himself. He's here in Cameroon trying to educate people about traveling scams. So now what we're going to be talking here, there's minimal things about what is going to be happening there in the conferences. So go there to learn more. So Mr. Paul, I have the next question for you, and to me this question is very important. Now, what are some red flags that indicate a visa service or provider might be fraudulent?
Yeah, in the base of Cameroon, there are so many red flags. And sometimes when I look at the information, I know that so many Cameroonians are falling into this because people don't want to do research. It's surprising that when you ask any Cameroon, you are dealing with a student, you ask the student that, can you please write a personal statement? They will ask you that, please, can you do it for me? Let me give you something. It's because Cameroonians don't want to do research. First, we have so many of these red flags. Agents say they're selling visas, or an agent will say, I have a visa available. Nobody can have a visa. We know that so many things might be going wrong in Cameroon where you can have anything that you want, but it doesn't work like that with the international world because corruption is at the minimum. So when somebody tells you that I have a visa for you, how do they have it? Actually, I've been on this field for the past 19 years.
Wow.
With a lot of experience. I am a Cameroonian born US citizen, but when I see those information, I think about my junior ones. Okay, that's red flag number one, telling you that they have visas for you available. And then it was so unfortunate last year I was in Bafusam trying to buy crayfish when I came here to take it over there. Then I saw a lady who does daily collection telling another one that, hey mama, I get line for Canada, 1.4 million. They've made it in a way that people feel in Cameroon that you can buy visas and travel abroad. And then another red flag is when people, like, I've had so many cases of fraudulent bank statements where students will go to bank managers and they tell them that I want to backdate your bank statement. I've used, to explain it better, I've said it to them. You use Momo money, right? Yes. The transactions are done online. Yes. Good. If today is Wednesday and you bought credit at 250, yesterday was Tuesday, you bought credit at 350, and maybe you are planning to buy credit at 100 francs tomorrow. By next week, can you go back and tell MTN to change the transactions? You cannot do it. So with all these things, those are red flags, because when they give you those fraudulent documents, you get to the level of the embassy, you are banned, the agents don't care. And it's been so frustrating when I move around, I see those agents rolling in very nice cars and you cannot even afford a bike and you're giving money to them. So it's something that is so disturbing.
It's very true. It's very true. But I have a question for you. Now, a lot of people online, I see a lot of people doing, get your document, your bank statement, get your bank statement, give this money to get your bank statement, give this money to get your bank statement. Now, how does this thing work? Because I think so many people are ignorant. Okay, some people believe that they could just call maybe somebody that works in the bank and it gives 500,000, they give them a bank statement and it's going to work. So tell me, can you explain this process so people should understand better? Like you gave the example of the mobile money. Can you explain to us so we know how to know that this is fake?
Yes, the few people that work in the banks in Cameroon, Cameroonians look at people like they try to give some people preferential treatment or look at you at a certain level because they don't actually know what they need. Okay. They feel like those people who work at the banks, anything that they say, it should be correct. No. For you to have a bank statement, it's simple. For example, UK, before you go for the visa application, you must have been having the money in your account for 28 days.
Yeah, wow.
If you don't have the money and you have the money as a loan, you actually take the money and put in your account. But if you go to somebody who tells you that I will give you a bank statement, a bank statement that you cannot, they give you, for example, they have given you a bank statement in Boya, which if you take that bank statement to Douala, the bank in Douala cannot see in their system. The person will just go to somebody's account, change their details, print it out for you, and you're moving around telling people that you have a bank statement. Wow. So that's what has been happening and so frustrating. So many managers are doing it. Wow. It's so frustrating. So I don't know how Cameroonians can go about this, and I just wish they can understand the reality, because they end up being banned.
Yeah.
Canada, either you are banned for 5 years, UK bans for 10 years. Immediately you are banned, especially with the present situation of America. Even if you win deal, and the system pops up that you did fraud when you were traveling to any other country, just forget about that green card.
So those are the consequences of fake travel documents.
Yes, those are the consequences. So I just feel like people should. Traveling abroad is not a competition.
Yeah.
If you see somebody who has successfully traveled abroad and that is your goal or your zeal, take your time, study the process, go gradually, and then try to ask for information. You can do research on your own. Everything I've been doing for the 19 years and the universities I work for, it's on my computer, it's on the laptop. Wow. So what I do, I work with more than almost close to 500 universities in the UK, a couple in the US, Canada, Germany. I don't go to those universities. It ends on the laptop. So I just believe that when Cameroonians will learn how to do research and take it serious, they will get to another step. If they're not serious, it will keep happening.
So how can they research? How can they know that these documents are fake? Because most of them don't even know. For example, if I get a visa today as a Cameroonian, I'll be like, oh, I have my visa. I think I need to fly. So how can they know that these documents are fake?
Yeah, let me just tell you one horrible example. What happened when I had Ling Education in 2000, around 2011. First office of Ling Education was at Ghana Street, Bamenda.
Okay.
So there were these guys that came in a black Prado. There were around 4 of them. They came to my office like, sir, we have 8 visas, work visas available for Canada right now.
Canada.
I was like, wow. I'm like, they told me it's 3.5 million and it's the process is 1 week. I need to think about it. Unfortunately, there was another immigration office below my office. When I told them that I had to think about it, they went to that office below my office and they convinced the manager who was there. So he collected 3.5 million each from 8 people. And then his own workers were also interested, 4 of them. That is 3.5 million by 12.
Wow.
Gave to them. So these guys, what they did, they took the passports that they are going to get the visas. And they went and made the stickers. A visa is not people. The problem. Let me just pull out my passport.
Yeah.
When you open a passport, I don't know this. Yeah. When you open a passport, this thing is a sticker. You can peel it out. This is Cameroon visa that I'm coming to Cameroon.
Wow.
So you can peel this thing out. So we have so many fraudulent fake stickers that people put on passports. Wow. Come and give to you that is a visa. So it has happened to so many Cameroonians. Some are even locked up in the Philippines. Some are locked up in Dubai because of fake visas. So the only thing they can do is to try and verify those things. I have gone far much long to help some of them, but that is Cameroon. It will always happen.
Yeah, so meaning even if you have a visa from your agent, right? If you have from any traveling agency and they give you a visa, you can contact Ling Education. They can help you with verification. I mean, it's better to verify and save yourself from other traveling issues or traveling legal issues in the future. So you can contact Ling Education to help them verify your documents. So, sir, the next thing is, what about, there are so many people, so many agencies that they have jobs abroad. Some have jobs in Amazon. I saw some have jobs in Amazon. Some have jobs in Tesla. Some even have jobs in big companies. Like, I'm surprised. Alibaba, some have engineering jobs abroad and they are doing visa, traveling visa, work visas. What do you think about this? And they process this in. They take 3.5 million and some people in 2 weeks, they are gone. You see, they are going in 2 weeks. Some people say they need 7 months to process this work visa. What do you think about work visas?
Yes, work visas is not as if there is no work visas, but agents are using them for lies. You said that they say they have work visas for Amazon. I've basically worked for Amazon as a specialist for the past 10 years. Yeah. And Amazon is the biggest company in the world. Yeah. So I know their recruitment processes. But it's horrible when you see agents putting online that they're hiring house girls in those companies or cleaners, which it never happens. And then you see people talking about visas in 1 week, in 2 weeks. For real, I'm not going far. I don't want to go far before I answer the question. Yeah. Those are very faulty information. And that is where the problem is with Cameroonians in general. So what happens is, okay, when some of them have their work, because employment letters from their agents, they do send it to me. Okay. I did a simple verification. It's not even up to 2 weeks. There's a lady who contacted me that she's having this employment given by a Cameroonian brother and a classmate that lives in Belgium. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. She sent it to me. I'm like, okay. The guy was asking 5.5 million. Wow. The family was ready to pay the 5.5 million. So when she sent it to me, I told her that, okay, the guy should know Ling Education. I called the guy with Ling Education WhatsApp. He picked the call. He explained to me that all the visa, everything is ready and he's so busy and they need only the last two people, and she should be counting herself lucky
Yes.
that it's not even up to 10 million, that they're asking only 5.5 million. I'm like, no problem. You are dealing with Paul, Ling education owner, and I'm happy you say you are in Europe. I'm like, okay, I'm picking a flight in 2 days to come to Europe. Where are you? He said Belgium. I'm like, okay, what city? He said, no, sir, don't come to Belgium. I'm going for a business trip in Turkey. I'm like, when? He's like, he's leaving for Turkey the very day. I'm like, bro, you told me that you are in Belgium. He's like, okay, no, I have a business trip. I just had a very serious message for me to be in Belgium. I was like, no problem. I will see what to do. Then, few hours later, he went and recorded a voice message to the lady explaining that she should not miss this opportunity. Unfortunately for him, he went and stood where fowls and cocks were crowing.
Fowls and cocks
were crowing.
Belgium.
Fowls and cocks were crowing, in which the very moment he was doing that audio, he was supposedly to be in a big business meeting in Turkey in a hotel. So where are the fowls and the cocks and the birds?
It's a foul business.
It's foul business. He stood somewhere around and he forgot that information. When I want to verify those things, the slightest information can just tell me who you are and what you do. And secondly, verification of all these jobs thing. There are scammers that create websites.
Yeah.
Or they can be an authentic website, but the scammers will give you an employment letter but change the contact details on the employment letter.
Yeah.
So what we do is when they send it to me, I don't care to go for the details on the employment letter. Okay. I know a lot. I can use the Google map to locate an office.
Yeah.
It's not Africa.
Yeah.
I can use a Google map to locate an office. I can pull the office in a way that I will even see their signposts in front of their door. Then I just put a call to them. I'm not calling from Cameroon. I just tell them, so I'm calling from the US and I'm interested in something in your office. They will officially look up to me because they think I'm an investor.
Yeah.
And it works. So many people I've helped doing that. They were safe from spending the money. But I just wish it comes to a point where Cameroonians in general can have an idea of how to go about all this.
It's very true. I think Cameroonians are really scared because honestly, there are some agents that they have some clients that actually travel. They go to the airport with those clients and I think they travel. Now, when people see those other people traveling, they're like, people are saying it's a scam, but maybe I could also travel. So how do they deal with this? Because it's confusing sometimes. You meet an agent, 10 people have applied for visas with him, 2 have traveled, 8 has not traveled. So they have the feeling that but some people could actually travel, means there's a possibility to travel.
No, traveling abroad, even with Ling Education International, it doesn't mean that everybody who applies for a visa should travel.
Yeah, okay.
Because there might be lapses at some point. But the issue is agents tell them that they assure them of the visas and they take the money with their hands. What are they doing with the money? And secondly, agents have made it in a way that they can go to airports, make videos, pick random faces, people that you don't know, make videos, and they send it to you guys, or post it online that you are traveling. So it's becoming a very big problem. There are agents in Cameroon as I speak who took more than 62 Cameroonians who are in prison in Philippines. Ooh. And they advertise them that, they are on their way to the US. If you go to Douala Airport, I have 10 are going. Cameroonians are interested, but in the 10 at the airport in Douala, they don't care about their destinations. Now, you see, people have been repatriated. Okay, some are in prison. And it's so shocking that Cameroonians are even in Burkina Faso in prison, when Burkina Faso is not even up to the level of Cameroon in the economy. I had a list of more than 150 Cameroonians in South Africa taken by agents that they were to travel to the US. Even when I went online talking about immigration and the present situation of the US, people were behind me that no, it's not like that. But it's so funny when you see that people are caught in the US now like rats and put on flights and sent back home. Wow. So it's something that people should take it serious. We want everybody to travel abroad. It's a very great opportunity. If you travel abroad, if your mom was maybe using only one pack of Maggie in 1 month, she will be fit to use for whole week, because you are trying to put your mom in that situation, at that position. But when you travel abroad illegally and you cut up, like people are crying in Ghana, Nigeria, so they are using them some for sex, whatever. Yeah. So it's so heartbreaking. You need to see. It's so heartbreaking. So we just pray they listen.
Yeah, it's very true. And apart from the work visas, there's something that is very interesting. And some people said I should ask you about traveling for education, school. And lots of people saying 3.5 million, school visa, all school fees paid, there's accommodation waiting for you. Like, just give 3.5 million, you get your study visa, you have accommodation, it's in the money, and then your fees is in the money. So you see that the fees in maybe Canada is like, that's like $5,000 for a year, and then you have accommodation like free. And so how does it?
Anyway, some of the interested students have shared some of those messages with me, and it's so simple. When you come to me that my agency is 3.5 million, you have tuition fee paid, accommodation paid for 6 months, flight ticket included. I just go online with them. What do you want to study? They call the name of whatever, maybe banking and finance, international resource management, whatever. I'm like, okay, let's pick 10 universities in Canada. Sit by me. We go after one each. We look at their tuition for international students. You see that the minimum tuition for an international student to study, especially MSc, a master's degree, whatever, the minimum tuition is about 15,000 Canadian dollars.
How much is that?
So when you bring it back 15,000 Canadian dollars, it's already about 7 million. But your agent told you 3.5 million. Hold on, let me finish. It will be funny. Your agent told you it's 3.5 million. Then, in that their 3.5 million, they told you that the flight ticket is there. So when you are looking at flight tickets from Cameroon to Canada, it falls between 800 to about 1.2 million, depending at the time you're paying your flight ticket. And then, when you also go to the details of it, during COVID, Canada was struck by so many international students, and they ran out of accommodations. So the cheapest accommodation in Canada as we speak for students should be about 600 Canadian dollars for 1 month.
Wow.
So the agent told them that they've covered their accommodation for 6 months. If you multiply in 600 Canadian dollars for the 6 months, so you see that all the information that they're trying to provide is so faulty, lies, aggravated lies. Accommodation rent, what we call in Cameroon rent. Rent in abroad is not rent in Cameroon.
Yeah.
So I just wish people get to understand some of these things.
Wow. It's true, you know. I realized I did a research about this, and I saw that too because I was to travel abroad myself. I think I saw the tuition. I was something like $30,000. That was for bachelor's degree. It was there, and I was like, wow, 3.5 million. Like, this agent is running a charity organization for people who want to travel abroad. but now there's something again. What about people who actually travel, but they get stranded? I'm saying that because they actually work some people's visas, and then they kind of travel maybe for education, and they are there, and the school's like, you haven't paid for this. There's no accommodation for you. What do they do?
Okay, I'm a US citizen, and I've seen a lot because that is my field, and I do a lot of research. During the Biden government, so many people, illegal immigrants, got into the US. That's when Mexico Road was at its peak.
Yeah, Mexico Road.
So when you get to the US, Cameroonians were finally given what is called TPS, temporary protection status. because by then the Anglophone issue was still so warm, so they gave them that protection. So since they gave them that protection, they allowed them to work, and agents now use it to get more Cameroonians into the mess. The sad thing is the TPS, the temporary protection status, is being terminated on the 3rd of August. And there are 8,900 Cameroonians who will go illegal from the 3rd of August. The US government told them that come for voluntary repatriation so that if something comes up tomorrow, you can be fit to come back to the US. So it's certain that people will not go for voluntary repatriation, but you start living the life of a rat and a cat. Because US is having the immigration police well armed. They will catch you, put you somewhere, and you are sent back to Cameroon. They bundle you like. They repatriated some Cameroonians from is it one country in South America? They shot over TV. I saw it over TV.
Yes, I saw something over TV.
So they repatriated them because those are people who were on their way to the US.
Oh.
I don't really want to call names, but it's so terrible. I just wish the agents should consider the families of these people. Give them. If somebody comes for information, give them the right information. Allow them to make a decision. Don't push on them. Cameroonians are so vulnerable, and these things of illegal immigration is so real, and yes, there is money in there, a lot of money, but I have turned down so many of those things. I don't want it. I don't want anybody to call my phone. That is why when I come to Cameroon for the past 19 years, I've been sending people abroad. I still move around freely. Everybody knows where I am. When they come to the seminars, it's just because I decided to put reality in front of me. I don't do dirty business.
Okay, that's interesting. And also, one of the last questions I'm about to ask you, it's concerning the study visa itself. There's so many students from various colleges like Rogan, Sase, and so many, they want to travel abroad. But now they may be ignorant about the visa processing and how difficult it can get to get these visas. Some just wake up and like, I want to go to the US to study. I want to go to the US to study. So how easy? Because I see some agents that have US study visas. Very easy. They just give them money and they just get your visa to go to the US and study. So how easy is it to get to the US through a study visa?
Yes, concerning the US study visas, right now, the situation of America is so tough, and people feel like having US study visa is so easy because I see so many agents writing US visa available, US study visa available. No, first thing first. Generally, when you look at statistics, it shows that if about 100 students go to that US embassy, about between maybe even not even up to 10 students are given a visa. Wow. Sometimes it's even below 5. Because when you read the refusal reasons, sometimes they're like, prove that you come back to Cameroon after studies. If you are a very young Cameroonian, 19 years, 18 years, you don't have a wife, you don't have land, you don't have businesses, what are the pros you're going to be doing? But it doesn't change the fact that people can still be given visas. Young Cameroonians can still be given visas. But at some point, you see that it's not what people think. When we do those visa applications, we put everything together, everything possible together to back up the student. But nobody can ever tell you that I have a US student visa. Visas are not sold in the market. US is one of the biggest countries with the highest security systems, and nobody should feel that somebody can have connections at the level of the embassy.
Wow. And then one of the last questions I'll ask you is, the problem is Cameroonians are afraid to call the name of these agents. Now, you said an agent scammed you, he took money. What is his name? Can you give us his name? Can you give us the information? Because most of them don't have names. They are afraid to call names. So why do you think they are afraid to call the names of these agents?
Yeah, it's so embarrassing because Cameroonians are being scammed by agents, and those agents are here in Cameroon. It's because of the threats mounted on them, according to some of those students, that they have been threatened that if you try, you will see. Because it doesn't make no sense that somebody who took 8 million from you, 5 million from you, drives and passes and sees you every day. You see the person every day. I have a lot of complaints on my WhatsApp because when somebody comes that this person has come, I just tell you that what proofs? Proofs. So I have a lot of complaints on my WhatsApp. I don't actually deal with agents directly or talk to them, but I just feel like if you create an awareness, for example, Paul, you scam 5 million from me. I go to Facebook page and I record on my Facebook page explaining that you scammed me 5 million. Somebody, people of goodwill, can pick that information and it will influence the agent to pay your money back at some point. So if you're afraid to call your agents and you're inboxing me with all those posts, I wasn't there when you were doing the negotiations.
Exactly. And it's very true because they need to say it.
And so many of them are still being scammed today because people who have been scammed do not want to talk about it. And at some point, with a little jealousy, they want you also to test.
Suffer.
You have to be test. You have to be scammed too.
Yeah.
And then when you come to them like, Mama, they don't scam me. You know, see that man too. That's something that they would have told you. Or if they created the awareness, if you go online, even if you don't get your money back, you go online. If 100 people watches you, or somebody picks and put in their big pages, the person. So many others are protected because they will want to be careful about the person doing the scam. But it's so embarrassing also because Cameroonians are paid chicken change, 1,000 francs, 500 francs, to go online and fight for fake agents.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the problem we're having back here at home. It's so terrible.
Oh, I understand. It's very difficult. I mean, they cannot fight for themselves. I mean, they literally spend everything they have to pay these agents. So what can they do? I understand. It's really a sad situation. And I think we need to bring out these agents. You need to talk about them, call their names to prevent other people from being scammed. Because if we're able to call the names of these agents and there's proof, I think the rate of visa scams in Cameroon can be reduced. So now the last question to conclude, Mr. Paul, thank you for coming here. And what can you tell Cameroonians? What advice can you give to Cameroonians about traveling abroad? What can you tell them that they don't know?
Yes, my fellow Cameroonians, the best thing I will tell you as far as traveling abroad is concerned is that you should have an open mind. Open mind, it doesn't mean that you should go and be looking at it. You should be fit enough to do research or contact people. For example, I've helped Cameroonians for free. I've never taken money from anybody, like people who are going to school. What you do, you get to us. We'll give you the information. So, as an agent, we put ourselves, we put you, and we have the school. Anything that I say about you, you see it. Anything that the school says about you, I see it and you see it. So everybody is inclusive. You know the process.
Yeah.
It's not like you call me that, oh no, you know the process. Students come to me and say, can you pay my school fee? I'm like, no. Go to the bank. Tell them that you want to pay your school fee. Your school fee is paid directly to the school. Because I want to make sure that Cameroonians can learn the process. And also, so many of us are so dumb in the internet world. All we know is TikTok, Facebook, and move around and insult people.
Yeah.
They don't do no research. I just wish that people should take some time off social media. If your dream is to study abroad, just go and say, okay, universities in the UK, you look at them, you look at stuff. If you see one thing today and you understand it, and you see another tomorrow and you understand it, that is how you build the intelligence of verifying the truth about everything. Wow. But if you feel that you don't want to do this research and you just want to go and give money to somebody, nobody owns the embassy, and Cameroonians should try to stay away from this. And then secondly, I am here at Caretaker in Buea. Yeah. I was privileged to be here. He deals with a lot about rents, property maintenance, management,
Yeah.
and it's a very big opportunity for those of you who are having buildings that want somebody to look at it or somebody to look after it and control your tenants. So this is the CEO, and I'm happy that he looks so much like me, skinny people. We call ourselves CEOs, and we get there someday. So thank you so much for having me and giving me the comfort in your office.
Yeah.
I wish to be back some other day.
Yeah.
And then for those of you who might want to study abroad, you can always talk to caretaker. If it's interesting or important, they will let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So if you want to get to Ling Education, can you just tell us the centers, people all over the country where they can get to Ling Educations online or offices?
Yes, Ling Education is having only one main office in Bafusam. Ling Education had an office here in Boya and Bamenda. When the crisis started going to a certain point, it was like they feel that Ling Education is making money. So I just decided to shut them down, move them to a zone that I found it a bit safer for the workers. But because they will not understand when you tell them that this thing is free.
Yeah.
So for Ling Education, you can get to us on Facebook. If you get to us on Facebook, you see the office numbers.
Yeah.
Or if you get to Caretaker, they can give you the office number.
Yeah.
Or if you come to Caretaker in Boya, they will direct you where to get us.
Exactly. So for Ling Education, everywhere, and in Boya, those who are interested to travel abroad, if you cannot travel and go to the main office, you can come to Caretaker. We're going to guide you and we'll link you up to them. So they'll help you with the traveling visa processing for studies abroad.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming, Mr. Paul. Thank you for having me here at Caretaker. It's a privilege to have you. Thank you very much and hope to see you some other time.
Yes, thank you so very much.
Thank you.